Downtown Omaha, the city received the first rails for the ongoing Omaha Streetcar project. Each individual track uses 15 80-foot rails, which individually weigh about 1,500 pounds. The assembly process involves laying down the rails and welding them together.
It will be relatively flush with the street surface. Again, the streetcar operates under live traffic, so we have to have an active roadway there as well. They won't be completely flush. I believe that there's a slight lip that'll be on them, but relatively flush as much as you would notice.
According to the city, the streetcar is on track to begin operating in 2028.